I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but I don't think depression for men exists. For women, I can't really speak on this as I myself am not a woman, but for men, it definitely doesn't exist. What depression stems from personal experience, is inconsistent wake up and sleep times, not having purpose in life, not having any goals. And luckily for men, that is extremely simple to solve. And that is exactly what I'm going to outline in this video today. You first want to think about your ideal self. We all, as men, have this James Bond, Agent 007 figure in our head that we want to become more like. The person with high energy, high sex drive, like always achieving his goals, confident, crushing in his business or work and whatever. And that is entirely possible to achieve. But the further we are from that person, the more depressed we get as men. The more like down we feel, the more like we want to just give up and just sleep all day. And luckily, it's a pretty easy fix. It all starts off with proper planning. From personal experience, from a guy who woke up really consistently, had like no goals or plans in mind, to now where I've got a sleep routine pretty much dialed in. I've got like structure and habits in place. All that you really need as a man is structure. And it starts off by first thinking about the ideal self, the man that you want to become. And then second off, building structure around that. What habits and goals do you need to accomplish that? So that could look like, you're time blocking out your Google Calendar right now, which I would recommend you as an action step, is to pull out your Google Calendar as you're watching this video, as you listen to my words, maybe have like a little split screen going on here and there, is to first off start off with like what time that you wake up. So for me, every single morning, I wake up by 6 a.m. I like waking up before sunrise because I can get my workout in, have the sunrise I'm viewing on, and it just puts a great spin to the day. I just feel ready, locked in, ready to go. For you, that could be 9 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever. I am an early riser at heart, and I know for a fact that my best work and workouts are done in the morning, so that's how I operate. So think about how your ideal self would operate and calendar from there. And do the same thing for each and every part of your day. Like, what would you do after waking up? How about the morning routine? What's he doing then? Which again, I recommend doing some sort of movement daily, a hydration protocol where you're chugging like salt water, pinch of salt, 40 ounces of water, you're good to go, and you're already in this hyped up state of mind. And what does he do after the morning routine? Does he work? Does he sleep? Does he tan? Does he go out with friends? Like, plan out every single thing throughout the day. And that's how you create your dream identity like schedule. And for the rest of your life, of course, like keep in like your current 9 to 5 work routine. Like, don't be an idiot. Like, keep in like your current like routines that you do need to keep in there. Like, don't just say, oh, I just want to be at a beach all day. Like, don't be a retard, right? But for the rest of your life, as long as things are being consistent, as long as you're still working the job that you need to have that schedule with, follow that schedule to a T. And that makes things so much easier. Download the Google Calendar app on your phone. So whenever you're not knowing what to do, you look at your phone, you look at the calendar. Okay, right now I gotta read 10 pages. Oh, right now I gotta go outside and tan, or speak to my friends and whatnot. Call my parents, and that's how you go towards your purpose, right? How you're going towards you're just going towards your dream self. What you can also do on top of like scheduling, calendaring things out, is also have a mission in mind. Because what is a man without a mission? A shallow man, a depressed man. If you have no reason to get up in the morning for anything, then of course you're gonna feel depressed. Back then for me, I had no friends or really anyone I was really with. I was isolating myself. I didn't know what I wanted. So if it takes you sitting for 30 minutes, staring at a blank wall, just to think about what you want out of life, then that's what it's gonna take. But if you know what you want, you write it down. If you already envision your dream self, you probably have a good idea, but really dig deep. Like, think about what you want to accomplish. What good do you want to do for the world? For me, it's fitness coaching. It's helping guys out there who are stuck in your position. They're ambitious, they have all this drive, but they have no idea like how to contain that drive, how to keep structure with that drive so they can build their dream physiques, build their business, and overall make the world a better place. That's my purpose. So you got to ask yourself, what is your purpose? And if you're listening to that thinking, okay, that sounds just like me, I want that kind of help, click the first link down below, go check it out. We'll talk about your goals, your situation, your story, and if it makes sense for us to work together. So once you have your dream path, that ideal self, the purpose in mind, then you just gotta take action. Because without execution, without actually taking the steps like necessary, you're not gonna go anywhere, right? Like you can have all these ideas in mind, like the stoner like guy who doesn't work a job saying that, oh, he just has to start this business, who's not really, living like mom's basement, whatever. Like you don't want to end up like that guy, right? You want to take action. So after this video is done, I want you to calendar out the schedule. Think about, if you haven't already, like write down exactly who is like the man you want to become, like what steps does it take to get there, and start taking those steps. You know what needs to be done. You know what you have to execute. And through that, with like your structure in mind, you will be at least less depressed, like over time. If I can do it, going from the state where I thought about like, honestly, like this is like pretty graphic stuff. Like I thought about like suicide. I thought about just ending it all, to like where I am today, where I'm living every single day with like energy and happiness and just living life like the man that I want to become. Like I'm not anywhere close to where I want to go, but just having like that, living like the daily life just like him, doing like the daily inputs that get me to like the daily like needle moving inputs that get me towards that position. I feel like I'm making progress. And as men, we love progress. We thrive on it. And just living that like constantly, daily, that gets me going. So with those in mind, you will become less depressed and hopefully to the point where I am.